Hey guys, it's Zodi here. Today I'll be showing you guys my RTA roster. So the rewards for last season has just came in. So let's go ahead and accept them. So we got a nice background. Not sure if it's a different one because it's called Endeavor Battlefield. Let's accept the Athletica skin. I don't have the hero, but when I do, I'll have the skin for her. And last but not least, let's get our legend frame. Very nice. Let me try it on right now. See how it looks. Wow, look at that. That looks amazing. Holy crap, I really like that. Wow, that looks really cool. I like that a lot. Is it better than the first season legend frame? I think it is better. I don't know. Matter of taste. Alright, so before I get into the video, my guild is currently recruiting. So if you play on the Asia server and you're at least challenger in arena, you can contact me through Discord. I'll link my Discord in the description, so you can contact me through that. Alright, so firstly I'll be covering my DPS units. Let's start off with my Remnant Valet. So my Remnant Valet is currently on lifesteal / immunity sets with a good amount of speed and some HP. So you do want your Remnant Valet to have some HP, so he does not get one-shotted by the likes of MO Haste or TM Luluka, for example. You also want him to be on immunity sets because there were a bunch of players drafting really fast disease. So yeah, immunity set was very good on him. It did a lot of work. I was basically able to one-shot the speedy disease right after they went. So yeah, very powerful unit in the meta. I had a lot of success drafting him. So next, let's move on to my TM Luluka. So TM Luluka is another very powerful DPS in the current meta. She's basically a DPS and also an enabler, since she can push her teammates with her S2. This way, you can draft her along with other DPS units like Arbiter Vildred or MO Crow, it could be any DPS unit. And you could basically get the first turn, do a lot of damage with her, and then take out some of your opponent's units with the follow-up damage from your other DPS units. So yeah, she was very powerful in the meta, and I did use her a lot. Next, we have Arbiter Vildred. So I drafted Arbiter Vildred mostly into two kind of teams. Well, three kind of teams. First is Spectre Tenebria comps, which did not have an Arbiter Vildred counter like MO Haste or TM Luluka. Second kind of team comp I would draft him into is a team without Fallen Cecilia or defense buffers, yeah? This way Arbiter was basically able to do a lot of damage. And also I did draft him into cleave teams a lot of times, so he's still a decent anti-cleave unit, but you gotta draft him late. But the thing is, a lot of cleavers like to draft him too, so it depends, yeah, if you get him or not. Alright, so next we have SSB. So SSB was still pretty strong if you can draft her late. Like, you can't draft her early because the opponent can counter her with stuff like Roanna or even TM Luluka's S1. Does a lot of damage to her. So yeah, you can't just draft her randomly. You have to draft her accordingly, yeah? She's also very good versus Spectre Tenebria. So yeah, I did make good use of her. Next we have Kayron. So I mostly drafted Kayron into cleave teams, and he did perform well. On paper, it would seem like K1 would be pretty good versus Spectre Tenebria, but most of the time you just get stunned. So yeah, he's not too great versus Spectre, but against Cleave teams, he did do pretty well. Now we have Alencia. So Alencia is in an interesting position because she used to be extremely popular because she would counter DN and Maid Chloe, because basically she would just strip the buffs from the opponent's DPS units, yeah. But the thing is, DN isn't very popular right now. Like, I don't see her much, despite her still being a very good unit. Obviously, Maid Chloe has fallen off for some time, so. But the big thing about Alencia is she gets countered pretty heavily by some fire units. Talking about the Fire Ravi, yeah, which is basically back in basically got into the meta due to her buffs and her exclusive equipment. Fire Ravi has become popular, so you can't just draft Alencia early, you have to draft her late. That way the opponent can't just pick Fire Ravi, yeah? So yeah, Alencia, I did use her a lot. Mostly I would draft her into TM Lulika because basically she can just strip TM Lulika's buffs, and she could basically pull TM Lulika out of stealth. Right, next we have Aced. So I basically just gave my Aced some speed gears. He's not on my best speed gears though, but yeah, I basically just focus on speed. He's only at 290, but I found out that 290 was enough to outspeed a lot of openers, basically stuff like a.lots or TM Lulika. Yeah, I felt 290 was enough. I could go all the way up to 300 plus, but nah, I don't. I want my, like, if I do that, then I'll have to take speed gears from my other units, and I don't want to do that because I don't draft Aced a lot. It's usually only into Cleave teams, and even if I do, he would get banned. So yeah, did not really get to use him much. So yeah, and yeah, his gears are really bad. Like, aside from speed, like, he's on effect resistance main ring and stuff like that, so yeah, his gears aren't too great. Next we have Mo Ken. So Mo Ken, I won't be talking about him much because I only draft him into Cleave teams if I remember correctly, and sometimes he works, sometimes he doesn't, so I would say he isn't very strong right now in the current meta. There's too many pure damage dealers like Mo Crow and Mo Haste. Even the Water Crow counters him pretty well, so yeah, Mo Ken's not very good right now. He can work versus AoE DPS units like Arbiter Filtrate though. Alright, next we have my, now I'll be covering my CC units, yeah. So first I'll be talking about my A Tywin. So A Tywin, I picked him a lot this meta. Like, if I can get my hands on him, I would pick him. Basically, I would pre-ban Mo Crow, and then I would second pick A Tywin right after I pick my FCC. So yeah, A Tywin, I used him a lot. Very powerful unit. I went for a effectiveness build. So he's got 163% effectiveness. So that's enough to debuff most units out there. Like, you need 263% effect resistance to be able to properly resist him. And then yeah, so yeah, very powerful unit. Now moving on to my Bazaar. So Bazaar's another CC unit I drafted a lot. He's very powerful. He can win games with the Abyssal Crown by itself. So yeah, I did use him a lot. However, against certain players, I would not draft him because they have counters like HU Fiends. So I would take note of those players, yeah. and then basically I would only draft him if I can 5th pick him or something, you know. So next we have Dizzy. So my Dizzy's on a counter / immunity set. So she's pretty tanky, lot of defense and HP. She's got a decent amount of speed. However, her effectiveness isn't that high. So in order to increase her effectiveness, I have to lower her defense and HP, and I don't want to do that. And I feel like 191 speed is like, I don't want to go too much lower than that already. I feel like it's a sweet spot, yeah. So yeah, here's my Dizzy. She did very well. Very powerful unit if you pre-ban Emerald Crow, because Emerald Crow kinda counters her. Because all her attacks are AoE, which reduces Emerald Crow's cooldowns. Alright, now I'll be curring my knights. So start off with FCC. So I went for a tanky build with decent amount of speed while being on immunity set. So she's very tanky. Probably my tankiest unit. Yeah, she's on pretty good gear, so I basically draft her every chance I get. I usually 1st pick her, so yeah, very powerful unit, very flexible. Next we have Crow. So I went for a tanky build with immunity set and some investment in effect resistance. So the only time I would draft Crow is if my opponent either pre-bans or picks FCC. If they do that, then I would draft Crow. And since that's my personal case, personal scenario, I would need Crow to have some resistance in order to resist the provokes coming in from Fallen Cecilia. There's a reason why I did give him some resistance, but I don't want to give him too much, because if I do that, then I'll have to reduce his speed, HP or defense, so I can't really afford that. Again, he's not on crazy gear, but he still worked fine, you know. You don't need crazy gears on Crow for him to be able to do his job, so yeah, very good unit. Here's my Lilias. So if I remember correctly, I only drafted her into Bazaars if I'm planning to not ban the Bazaar, so I did not use her much. She did okay. Mine's on a tanky build, so yeah, not much to say here. So let's move on to my healers. So Ruel was my most picked healer. I would pick her along with my Rowlet. So if I get Rowlet plus Ruel, my opponent would not want to focus the Rowlet, because I would just be able to revive him, yeah, if he gets taken out. So yeah, Ruel is probably the best healer to pair with Remnant Valet. So mine's on a tanky build. I'm happy with all her stats except for defense. I want it to be higher. But yeah, she still performed pretty well. So yeah. Next we have Emo Haste. So this was not the gears I gave my Emo Haste while I was using him. I believe I increased his speed to about 200 and I dropped his HP to 22k by switching over to a speed set. But yeah, aside from that, he did pretty well. I went for Portrait. You can go for Idol's Share or Potions Vial, but yeah, it depends on your playstyle basically. If you're looking to one-shot with your Emo Haste early on, you basically go for Portrait. But if you're more of a turtle, like if you like to turtle the match, you know, like basically go for the long game, then you don't need Portrait on Emo Haste. You can go for Idol's Share basically. So yeah, a very powerful unit in the current meta. Counters Avild and also really strong versus Emo Crow and Remnant Valet. Also acts as the DPS and a healer at the same time. So next we got Dian. So Dian, I did not draft her much. Like, I usually pair her with my Alencia or Arbiter Filtret, but yeah, I did not draft her much. I feel like she's still pretty good, but just not as popular as she was. Like, the thing about me is I like to draft Rowlet, and Ruel is just better than Dian at protecting Rowlet. So also Rowlet does not need attack buff, yeah, he gives himself attack buff. So yeah, that's the main reason why I did not use Dian much. Okay, next we have what else? Oh, we got Roanna. So I would pick her into SSB. That's pretty much it. If my opponent picks SSB, I would draft Roanna, and she would get banned. That's all to say. That's all to say regarding Roanna. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my unit. My roster showcase. So that's basically what I used to finish Legend this season. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's a pretty short one, but yeah, just going through my units, which I used for RTA in the Endeavor season. So if you enjoyed my video, please give my video a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to join my Epic 7 Discord. The link is down below in the description. So have a great day, guys. Zodi signing out.